what's up? Bringing you that MLB Does Show 20. So, 9th inning program. We finished it up. I will say this is probably one of the easiest programs to do and one of the fastest to complete, just because there was 2 different player programs in this one. So just going over it a little bit. Daily missions, you always want to try getting these done, and you always want to try doing the top ones, at least on Conquest. You know, that's the easiest way to get those ones done, and then hopefully you have some extra exchange ones along the way. And if you can get these done in multiplayer, that would be ideal. If not, you know, you'll probably have to play a couple extra games other than that, but you definitely want to try getting as many of the dailies done because it does save you some time. Then minus the dailies, we did do the Showdown. You can never click right on the Showdown from here, so we have to actually go to Showdown. But as far as the Showdown goes, I wouldn't say it was that bad. I think the missions, the moments, whatever you want to call these ones, the blue ones, they weren't that bad. But I think going into this, we obviously play every single game, but going into this, I got up to this point, and I think we had 10 runs, which 10's not really that good. We definitely failed some missions here, but you know, going into the final one, you need to score 15 runs. So if you can get 10 or so, that's not bad in, I think it's 20 outs, I believe. Maybe it's 15 outs. No, I think it's 20 outs. But the final Showdown versus Kenley Janssen, the new card, the boss that just came out. So for that, you definitely want to try getting some left-handed hitters on your squad to give you that advantage, I guess, or I guess the matchup. But Kenley Janssen, kind of tough. We almost choked it even coming in with 10 runs. And I think we finished it off with like five outs remaining, something like that. So you definitely want to get some left-handed guys on your squad. Now, Conquest, the Conquest board wasn't really bad. So I didn't take any notes when I did this Conquest board, but I will put an image of one that has all the placements and stuff. So make sure to follow JPro Gaming. He's the one that always does these whenever the Conquest board comes out. And his looks way cleaner than when I do it, to be honest. But there is some good rewards here. Some balling is a habit, and a lot of standard packs, which standard packs are whatever, some prospect packs and headliners. But starting off with this Conquest board, the first thing you want to do is go down to the Reds, because that is one of the goals. So after the Reds, it's pretty easy. You can definitely fill up the territories, or you can just go straight down to the Diamondbacks, finish off this bottom area, take the Dodgers, and then I probably would go ahead and take the Braves first, and then go up, take the Cardinals, A's, and Pirates. So there's a lot of room. The territories didn't really expand, so you didn't really have to do any simming that much. So it was pretty simple. 8 games total, and like I said, you definitely want to do your dailies while doing that one right there. But the rest of the program, I don't even know where it is. The rest of the program, now missions, I didn't do any of these. I didn't have to do any of them, but you can win 10 games in events or battle royale. I will say probably events is better, even though it's 6th inning right now. I would still do it in events just because you can kind of progress towards the event rewards. And then postseason hits, like we didn't have to do this, or get the putouts with Jim Edmonds. But you definitely want to do these collections first. You want to get Prime Hunter Pence. His moments I felt like were pretty simple. And then you got signature Jim Edmonds. His moments I thought were pretty simple. Both of these you probably can do in about an hour, I would say. Shouldn't really take any longer than that, but you can get 25. Now for Jim Edmonds, you do have to do a little bit extra. For Hunter Pence, you just do all his moments and you get his card. You get that plus 25. Now, postseason players, I'm assuming most people have 6 by now, especially if you got Trout. But if you haven't gotten Trout, I think there's enough out there that everyone should be able to get 6. Just from like Eckersley here. Maybe if you're Prestige, you should have Springer. Stargell's I think a collection reward. So is Cody Allen. Rivera's like 5K. Morton is I think Morton is a XP reward path card, is he not? And then the rest of them mostly are collections. If not, they're pretty cheap in the market, except like Johnny Damon and these guys. Like those guys are still expensive, but 6 isn't that much to ask for. And then obviously if you did the voucher, that plus 75 is always big, and it definitely helps accelerate this process a little bit more. Conquest gives you plus 30 as we went over that. So 300 wasn't that bad. Now going to the pack, opening this up. So the bosses, I said this yesterday, I feel like these 3 are 3 of the best ones we have gotten all year. So first one with the Jimmy Fox has the 124 contact versus righties, 125 versus lefties, 116 power versus righties, 113 versus lefties. Great hitting attributes, can play catcher and third base. So just the fact that he is also, I guess, a utility guy, I feel like this card is very appealing. And a lot of people wanted a Jimmy Fox that can play catcher. Then we got Kenley Janssen with 121 hit per 9 and 125 K per 9, was 91 walk per 9, and a pretty good pitch repertoire with the fastball, sinker, cutter. And then Hannes Wagner, 116 contact versus righties, 125 versus lefties, 89 power versus righties, and 90 versus lefties. So his hitting attributes are also very good. But as far as like all these guys go, we got this done pretty quick. I think it took us around 5 to 6 hours to complete this program. And we ended up taking Jimmy Fox because I feel like Jimmy Fox is the one player that a lot of people will end up taking. So Jimmy Fox is who we ended up taking. Now we have so many other packs that I don't even know where all these packs came from. Obviously some of them are from Conquest, but I don't think I'm going to open up any packs today. I think we're just going to open up this other 9th inning one right here, the 150, the henchman. So we got Vida Blue, who has 98 hit per 9, 100 K per 9, pretty good pitch repertoire. Then we have Steve Finley, who has great power numbers, and he does have a pretty nice swing. I think I had him in the Showdown, which, you know, you kind of get to use some of these players. Then you got Craig Kimbrell, who has great per 9s and his pitch repertoire. I don't know if that's going to be enough, to be honest, but as far as like all three of these players go, I think Vida Blue is definitely the best one, and he's the one that I want to try out. So Vida Blue, will definitely try to get a debut with him at some point. Same with like Jimmy Fox and all that. But taking a look at the market now, this is the second day pretty much, or I guess the first full day, and these prices are still very, very high. Kenley Janssen going for $538, Jimmy Fox $425, Hannes Wagner $469. So normally by now these prices, they're normally at like 200K. So the fact that these are still at 400K, I feel like a lot of people might be keeping these cards because all of them are pretty good. Actually, there's a lot of Jimmy Foxes on the market right now, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of people are keeping them. Now, I did sell my Jimmy Fox. We will pick him up probably by the end of the week. I don't know. No, I always say that, and then I never pick him up until like the last week of the program, but we will pick him up and then just show him my completed order. So we ended up selling him for 654K. So with like tax and stuff, I think we got like 588K, which is not bad. Definitely the most we've ever gotten for a program. And then the other day, or actually still yesterday, I sold Gary Carter for 555K. So he's a player that we picked up just to try out and debut him. And we made a nice little profit from him because I bought him for like 350K. Dave Parker, kind of the same, but I took a loss with him. I think I bought him for like actually I have it somewhere here. I have it somewhere here. So Dave Parker I bought for 250, Carter I bought for 318. So we definitely took a big loss with Parker, but we got a big gain with Gary Carter. So this is something that if you have stubs, these are kind of like the BR cards are kind of players that you can flip and make some pretty solid profits. I don't really recommend it. I just did it because we're trying to debut some cards, and when we sold them, we managed to just profit out of them. So last thing, just going over these guys again. Now, we will try to debut Hunter Pence and Jim Edmonds, maybe even with Vida Blue, but you get these cards along the way. Like I said, the moments for these cards aren't bad, but they're free cards you can get. So, you know, you definitely want to do these, especially just for the progress for the program. But Jim Edmonds looks like he could be a really nice card. And I think I used them in one game, right? Yeah, one game in events. So I don't know about that, but we'll definitely debut Edmonds, Hunter Pence, and Vida Blue very soon. I still got to get Rendon, Cal Ripken, Lou Gehrig. I haven't even touched the Extreme yet, so we have been slacking a little bit, but we did make some good stubs. Now, speaking of stubs, if you're trying to make more stubs, I guess, right now the event is pretty good just because I feel like it's 6 innings. Maybe not a lot of people are playing it, but if you can grind this out, Strasburg at 30 wins can get you 115K, which is not bad. And the card doesn't look bad either. Will Clark at 40 wins can get you 61K. And this is the big one. At 50 wins, Gossage, who looks really, really nice, can get you at least 400K. You probably can sell him for 500K if you get him, but If you want to do like extra grinding, the event is definitely the move right now because you can make some serious stubs. So I don't like, I haven't really played events in a minute, so probably not something I'm gonna do. But if you guys like are really looking for some stubs, then that is definitely a good opportunity. And hopefully by the next event, which we actually should see when it drops. When's the next event? The next event is on the 6th, so I think that's on a Tuesday. Maybe that one is 3 inning games, which will make it a little bit nicer and easier to grind. But regardless, we got our 300 stars. We got Jimmy Fox. We made some really nice profits. We're sitting at 1.6 million, and that's with literally not grinding the game the last month or two. So just the fact that we grinded, no money spent early on, and did everything, like we're sitting pretty right now with our stub count, and that's the reason we grinded early, so we don't really have to do anything later in the cycle. But let me know how you guys are doing with this 9th inning program and which boss, if you guys completed it, did you end up taking, and we'll debut some guys this upcoming week, so stay tuned for that. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, drop a like in the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.